Hey, this is War 5 of Season 60 up against Mass Titans. I have a lot of friends here. I also forgot to screenshot my team, but we'll be bringing in, I think, Jean Grey, Spider-Woman, and 6-star Nico. Starting off on Path 9 in Section 1, this is Node 9 Dark Phoenix. It's a pretty common placement, and even though she's still mostly 6-star locked, Nico is definitely the best champion for this fight. She's not bleed immune, but she can use her buff immunity pre-fight to basically make sure the Dark Phoenix has no defensive threat. And she can also use a pre-fight to give herself poison and rupture immunity, so she's half immune. And on top of that, I think this guy was running 1 out of 5 deep wounds, so I think the health loss was a lot lower than other attempts because of it. But yeah, we're just kind of trying to make sure that buff immunity stays up. It's a little tricky to do so without hitting too much into bleed, but so far we're doing a good job. Nico has this mechanic where she gains adrenaline by missing attacks or using a heavy, but I don't really go for any of that in this fight. I kind of just play safe and play just to make sure that I don't lose too much health to bleed. So far, it's been just about a minute now, and we're still above 90%. So yeah, these poisons are doing decent damage. The burst is also quite solid, but I'm more excited once this champion is available as a 7-star in the Titan because I think she's disgustingly strong. But yeah, this fight is over. Finished 92% in about a minute and 15. And yeah, pretty calm fight. Moving on to Path 6 in Section 2. This is the Daunting Doom and Fisticuffs node. There's a spot here, which I kind of understand placing him. It's a rank 4 as well, but we're using Jean just because I thought to myself, once I use my SP1, my neuros will mean that I can't miss the opponent. And we don't actually get very lucky with spots RNG on gaining his actual spot. So there we just kind of eat a few hits by triggering his untouchable, but still fine. We're at 95%. Doesn't really matter. And I think I go for my SP1 here. And this doesn't do very much damage, but it does get neuros on him, which now means that while those are active, he won't be able to use his untouchable. Just because, you can't miss while neuros are active on the opponent. The force field's down, unfortunately, so we don't have any passive stuns. But I think I just heavy into SP2 here. This does quite good damage. Spots down to below 30%. And yeah, I think I was just blocking some of these special hits because it's been a while since I fought Spot in general. I was just kind of trying to get used to his animations again. But yeah, he's about to go untouchable again, but I don't really have to worry about it because any damage can get soaked up by my shield from like ruptures. And again, I don't have to worry about his miss because I have Neuros. So yeah, we got 1 rupture. We're actually healing from it quite a bit because of the shield tanking all the damage. And yeah, this fight didn't go super quick, but very safe with Jean. She's a super safe attacker, despite the fact that I'll die with her later in this war. But anyways, that's for a bit later. And this fight is Bastion on the Combat Deja Vu, Prowess, Prowess Puncture, and Conflictor node. It was actually pretty decent fight, or pretty decent placement. I play this like really terribly at the start. I think I just eat this heavy. Yep. So that's a good chunk of my health gone already. And the main threat with Bastion is if he SP2s, he gets a pretty strong Fury. So we are just trying to, well, I'm not trying to eat any more heavy. So yeah, I was trying to get used to his animations there. Wasn't really comfortable fighting him, but I kind of figured it was Spider-Woman rank 4 versus a rank 3. Here, we're just going to block the special 1 hits. No harm, no foul. It's not going to do too much. Conflictor is triggering quite a bit, so he has a ton of power. He does get a special 2, which we'll have to just, dodge out of. And, it's not too big of a deal. I know his SP1 dex, I kind of just wasn't going for it because if you miss it, it's a ton of damage. Because, no champs really resist or have a safeguard for his disintegrations. So we'll see there, I'll dex out of it just because I kind of got used to the timing again. And we're down to 70%, mostly from eating that heavy, like 5 seconds into the fight. But the fight is very much under control now. And yeah, 1 more special 1, and this fight should be over. Yeah, he throws the SP2 and dies. So, pretty standard fight. you'll finish a lot healthier if you don't do what I did, eating the special one at the start. And moving on, this is the Footloose Rich Get Richer Steady Perseverance Mini. This is a rank 4 Mojo. It's actually my friend's Mojo. But yeah, we're using Spider Woman. And one thing I learned actually was that Spider Woman's special one not only consumes all Fury buffs on her, but it also consumes any buff on her, which means I'll lose my Odins like midway through the fight. And I didn't realize it until I like was told from another alliance mate who had done the fight. He was like, "Yes, like now my Odins are all gone." And I'm just kind of like, "Oh, now my power control, if I really wanted it, is no longer there for this, Footloose." Thankfully, Spider Woman's Ensnare, which is very fair and very balanced, fails 2 of the 3 buffs that trigger on the Defender's special activation. So I actually had nothing to worry about with Rich Get Richer. So we just throw the special one, and I think this Mojo just dies, or doesn't throw it right away, but then throws it. So yeah, got kind of lucky there, in all honesty, mainly because if Mojo had gotten all 3 buffs, they would have started gaining a lot of power, and it would have been a bit of a problem. But funny enough, I got my Odins back for this fight, which I thought was interesting. Like she consumes them on her SP1, but going into the next fight, I guess you just keep your Odins. So I thought it was just a weird interaction. But here, this is the Mixmaster, Ticking Soul Bomb, Obstinate Charge, Warlock. This is, I feel like I see Warlock here a lot. I guess I kind of understand why he's here. It's because, you want buffs to deal with infection, the duration of it, but at the same time, you don't want to parry, because if you parry enough times with even 1 buff on you, the Soul Barb will literally kill you. Like, it's an extremely strong Soul Barb. So, yeah, the first infection lasted a very short time because of the Odins, but now they're gone because I used my special one. So, now it's just kind of get back to my own special one and hope it has enough damage to kill. I lose my Ensnare, it falls off there, so now I'm kind of like, dancing around. But since it's back up, I don't have to worry about evade. And yeah, I think he throws a special 2 and just dies. And now we're gonna get into the boss attempt that is like really pathetic. But I just played it bad, lagged, whatever the excuse may be. Yeah, just gonna cue the music. And yeah, that pathetic boss attempt adds me to the GT40 Wall of Shame. This is the 3rd entry in a row, which is quite funny. But yeah, GG's to MSKTT. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.